It's freaking hot.
Started the podcast by clearing my throat right in the mic.
Check. Instead of saying, oh wow, people are running. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I think they even had a baby in a stroller.
That's a good life for the
That
baby,
baby's
dude.
like, ah. He becomes a race car driver. He never understands why. Like he's freaking. I don't know where this came from.
Nope,
I
I
had
gotta
this
see.
need to feel the wind in my ears.
Kind of need for speed.
Yeah. How we doing here, homie?
I'm right, man. How are you?
Been better. Feel a little bit slightly under the weather, but not really 100%.
You went to
sure.
McDonald's last night?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No,
Well,
I dreamt of it.
You said that you were on your way to McDonald's. I thought that's what you said on the text.
No. I was saying,
So disappointing.
yes, maybe I could sneak out
Oh.
while
okay.
the significant other is asleep, make my way to McDonald's.
Right.
Couldn't make it, though.
All right. Well, I mean,
I think it's for the best. I woke
Of
up.
course, dude.
I woke up lighter this morning
Yeah.
because I send Spencer my weight every morning,
Yeah.
and he's been telling me, yo, dude, you're not as heavy as you think. And I'm like, I'm heavier. And every day I'm seeing my weight kind of slightly go down.
That's good.
I
Are
was
you
like-
changing your diet or?
No. I think it just like spurted up maybe because like for a few days I started maybe just adapting slightly to eating more, or maybe because I started taking a bit of creatine, the water thing might be happening. I don't know.
Oh, the water thing, maybe.
Yeah, but I weighed in at like 157.5 or something.
And you got to make 152? It's 5 pounds.
Yeah, but I've already committed to the higher weight class.
Oh,
now.
you have?
Yeah, fuck it. Sorry. Dude, I figured this. So here's the dilemma. Either I go, I don't even know what the names of the categories are, but it's like light feather or light or something like that. Like under 168 pounds or under 154,
Okay.
which is a pretty big thing. Like it's like
168, 154? It is, eh?
It's like kind of big. Anyways, I decided, you know what? Mentally, I don't need this in my life. Like, I want to just be able to eat.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't care.
Okay.
So what? I go up against a heavier guy. Big deal. Like, he smashes me into the earth, makes me regret my life. My ego gets shattered, and I lose terribly in front of all of my friends and students and companions.
But then you can adjust and fucking lose the weight you have to lose.
lose the weight I have to lose.
Yeah.
Oh, lose the weight I have to lose.
Lose the weight.
Oh, the weight. No, I'm talking about going in the heavier bracket.
I know,
and then
but if you're getting
destroyed.
smashed and all of that happens,
What do I do?
you wouldn't adjust to lose the weight to go against guys who are your size?
That would be the ideal thing to do. The logical thing to do.
What are people saying when you explain to them your weight and all that? Have you spoke to others about it?
Well, like in what sense? What's the feedback I'm looking for?
Have you, well, I mean, I just gave you feedback now. You know, Spencer is saying what? He's saying you should
Spencer's
go up or
like,
down.
yo, you could do it easily to go down, but...
Yeah,
And then
okay.
I was like,
What about Willis? Have you asked Willis?
Willis, I feel, is in that camp as well.
Okay, so it seems like everyone's calling you a horse and you won't put on the fucking saddle, bro.
I like that analogy. I'm a workhorse, baby!
Yeah.
Nah, you know what? And you want to know something else? Yeah, I don't know. I just don't care. Honestly, I don't care. That's the honest truth. Even as silly as this sounds, right now, with my headspace, even losing 2 pounds, I don't want to lose. Like, I'm just like, F it. You know, like, show me what you got, buddy.
Okay.
Let's, you know, beat me up. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Maybe I'll change how I
Are
feel
you in a bad
tomorrow.
headspace this morning?
Possibly. It feels that way. Look, we're going to die by the sword, Max. Whatever happens, happens. Maybe this is
But-
a John Jones thing where I'm doing a death by cop. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's because the guy was heavier than me. Maybe I'm trying to trick myself. You know what I mean?
Possibly. But you've been on this I don't want to lose weight thing even when you're in a good mood, too.
Yeah. And to be super honest, dude, the back of my mind, you gotta see me naked, dude. I'm fucking skinny.
Yes.
Like, where the hell is this weight gonna come off? And in my head, I'm like, 5 pounds? Where? You know, like, this is gonna be.
Okay.
You know, my buddy came into the gym at Open Mat yesterday
Yeah.
and looked at me. He's like, "Dude, you're super skinny." I was like, in my head, I was like, "Oh man, imagine
What-
I had to lose 5 more pounds."
Did he know you when you were doing the bodybuilding thing?
Yes, he was actually my bodybuilding. We
Partner?
were the duo,
Oh, okay.
dude. For no joke, for I don't know, 5 years,
Okay.
2 hours every day with that giant.
Okay.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's tall.
No. Also underneath there, there's a lot of boom, a lot of old man strength.
All right.
Who knows, dude?
Well, no. I mean, you've made
Oh,
the
right.
decision.
Yeah.
You've made the decision, and to go against it now seems like there's just a lot of resistance there. You don't want to do it.
Yeah. Weird, eh? What's up with that?
Well, I mean, you just said like you know something that all the other people who are telling you to lose the weight don't know, and which is that when you look at yourself naked, you're like, where the fuck is this gonna come out of?
Dude, my legs are toothpicks.
Is there a fear attached to that? Like I'm gonna feel so weak, or
Yeah, I think that does play into it. Like, I think it's like, yo, I'm gonna feel weak. I'm not gonna be able to eat. I'm gonna be quote unquote obsessing over this until I make weight. Until the moment right before my match where I step on that scale and I'm like, I did it, I'm gonna be annoyed and nervous about it.
okay,
And so I'm trying to
and
avoid that.
that's not your MO.
I don't want that to be my MO.
Okay,
It's like I'd rather focus on the jiu-jitsu and be able to eat whatever I want.
okay,
I think that's really where it's coming from, honestly.
okay. So there's always like two ways to go, There's the way to go where you lose the weight, and then there's the way to go where you gain the weight. And there's actions for both, right? Losing weight would obviously be eating less. Gaining weight would be eating more. So have you talked to Spencer about going the other route? Eating-
McDonald's?
No, I mean, yeah, for sure. But I mean,
How many more
Spencer-
calories do we need, Spencer?
Exactly,
8,000, no problem.
Yeah.
Dude, I watched that In-N-Out video where the guy eats In-N-Out burgers for 24 hours in a row. Our guy,
One menu item every hour for 24 hours.
what
Yeah.
was the thing where like the dude eats like?
He does it at the IHOP too.
No way.
Yeah, one pancake, because IHOP, they had this promotion where it was like unlimited pancakes for like $7.99.
Wow.
So he's like, I'm gonna stay here for 24 hours, eat as many pancakes as I can.
How did you not tell me about this, and how come we didn't go do this? We can go today.
I mean, dude, that guy,
What's his name? I forget now.
Suryat,
Suryat.
dude, he goes through the motions, man. Like,
He's dude.
it is
That's
crazy,
a lot of eating, dude.
bro.
That's a lot of eating.
Yeah.
Even if you just ate one beef patty every hour.
That is what he ends up doing.
Yeah, I saw he was getting I forget what it's called, but like it was literally they just give you the patties with cheese.
Yeah.
And they put it in a wrapping. Patties with cheese and wrapping. He did that a bunch of times.
Oh, at In-N-Out?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did it. He did the same thing at
Flying Dutchman maybe or
yeah.
something.
He did the same thing at McDonald's too.
That guy's a hero.
It's kind of insane, bro. Like his videos are great. Like and he's super funny and all that. Did you ever hear him say in his clips like how he hates himself?
No.
So I mean, he'll say it jokingly, right? He'll be like, why am I doing this? Because I have no self-respect and I hate myself.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I
Dude,
said that.
I don't think you can say that without meaning it. I think comedians innately have this thing inside of them. You know what I mean?
100%.
That they're always fighting. I think, well, not all comedians, but a lot of comedians have that.
I feel that way about jiu-jitsu people.
Yes.
Yeah. It's wild, eh? It's like there is always like a major burning internal fight.
Yeah.
I don't know if honestly, the truth is that if you spend enough time with anybody, maybe we end up sorting that out, even at the office, even whatever job. Like, I think everybody has that, but I can't put my finger on it. But there's something within the jiu-jitsu community which is like we like to beat beat ourselves up, or we like hard things,
Yes.
or we like
so
like.
yeah. So that guy with his food challenges is the equivalent to that. Like, there's no reason to be doing that to yourself.
Ah, dude, 24 hours of eating at In-N-Out?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Dude, every hour? And the first one, he starts off with a bang. He gets like a couple of like animal style.
He did the same thing at McDonald's where he starts with like a big trio.
Brutal, bro. And at one point, he's having milkshakes. But, you know,
Yeah.
listen, I don't know why we act this way in our own minds, at least, about this kind of stuff. Like, what is it? You know, like we're trying to. Like, why am I trying to beat myself up over this weight, Max? Help me.
No, it's because you're divided. We feel this way when we're divided in our minds, and we haven't made a decision yet. You're on the fence, and being on the fence is it brings on a lot of anxiety
That's true.
because you haven't made a decision yet.
Yes.
So you're nowhere all at once.
Yeah,
And
that
you-
feels real.
Yeah. And you know that this is an important decision, and it's something that you do care about, you know, and you don't want to fail at. So now you're starting to feel like it's, you know, there's uncertainty there.
Yes.
So it's hard to move forward with a big goal when you have this uncertainty thing.
I think that's a super powerful thing. I don't remember where I heard this, but like apparently the word like commit to something, maybe it like stems from Latin or like I don't know, hopefully somebody can look this up and maybe correct us in the comments or something. But when you commit to something, like if you the etymology of the word means like almost like to cut off all other options. They literally like when you commit to something, it's like other options
Yeah.
don't even exist.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming they mean in your mind. And I think there is a level of like peace when you're like, yo,
Yes.
this is it. Come hell or high water, this is it. No more flip-floppy, you know, that's why like in sales and stuff, like when people walk in and I don't know, like at used car dealerships and the guy shows them every car in the lot, the person walks away not buying a car. It's like you need to narrow things down. You need to just present me with
Yeah.
like option A and option B, and you need to get me to commit, let's say.
Yeah.
And I think that this is a similar situation. If not, you just feel overwhelmed and you're just like, yo,
Yeah.
I actually want to put off this decision.
Yes.
And that's maybe what's happening with
Yeah.
me here.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Weird. That's like the reaction?
No, I think it's a super normal reaction
Yeah.
because there's like moving parts to this, you know? I think it's a part of the journey. It's a normal part of the journey. Like there's moving parts to everything. You know how they say like you need to have a big goal in sight, but you also need to be able to be ready to make adjustments as you go along to reach the goal.
Yes.
So that's what's happening with you right now. You
Yes.
have the goal, but now you've hit an obstacle, and you can't move on without making it like a decision there. So you have to make a decision there to free yourself of that and move on in peace.
Then the decision is made, Max.
Yeah.
We will not cut weight,
Yeah.
and we will do a food challenge between now and then.
I mean, I think you have to if you gotta gain the weight.
24 hours, a poutine every hour,
No, we're gonna die.
die. There's no chance in hell. Literally, after the first poutine, you're done.
We could do a Costco slice every day.
A Costco slice?
Yeah.
A cheese pizza? Oh,
Cheese
sorry,
for you,
sorry,
pepperoni
me.
for
Yeah,
me.
sorry, my bad. Like a pizza slice.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a joke. That's not a challenge.
Yeah, but
the
we
word
gotta-
challenge implies something difficult.
Yeah, but we gotta run down there every fucking day.
Oh yeah, that is a bit challenging, but that's a luxury to me. What you've just formed there.
You
would
don't
be a
think you might get
freaking-
tired of it at like day 4? No, maybe not.
Dude, let me tell you a story.
Yeah.
When I was in high school,
Yeah.
and whatever the thing
good
before
old
high
days.
school, yeah, exactly. When I was young and I had hair, I ate the same lunch every freaking day. Dude, every day.
At the calf?
No, my mom made me a turkey sandwich
Okay.
every day.
Was
And
it
I was
good
like,
every day?
yes, turkey sandwich time every
Dude.
day.
My friend Sammy. You know Sammy?
Yes,
Italian kid?
Italian Sammy.
All right?
He's a hero in his own right.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, bro.
Legend.
Like Italian household, like you wouldn't believe.
Yes.
Like his mom made the bread, you know.
Oh wow.
Dude, they had a fucking deli cutter.
Jesus, he just went up 10
Yeah,
levels.
yeah, yeah.
His dad.
Fridge in the basement. I mean, eventually,
Yes.
fridge in the basement. You know, hang
Yes.
the fucking
The
meats
cured
on
meat.
strings and
Yeah.
shit.
Make their own tomatoes in the summer.
They don't actually. It's not weird.
They're not Italian.
Failed.
Yes.
Dude, Sammy's mom would make him sandwiches, and he would always get two, like big sandwiches on panini bread. And kids would fight for it, bro.
Oh my God.
Because we knew he had two, and he would always give one.
Wow, what
Yeah.
a saint.
And if you got that sandwich, it was
You're
like, it was so good, you
a
couldn't even
dream.
believe it.
Dude, one day he should open up a sandwich shop called Sammy's based on that story. Sammy just has to say, hey, when I was a kid, my mom used to make me these chicken cutlet sandwiches.
I don't know
And I
why.
used to always give one out.
Yeah.
They all fought for it.
Yeah.
That's his story, man.
I don't know why he never. I don't think Sammy ever worked in a restaurant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That also takes away from his Italian heritage.
But dude, actually, because his mom was so at his service, he's one of those classic stories where didn't know how to cook forever.
That's the best.
Didn't know how to make a cup of coffee until he was
Amazing. I love them. I love these stories.
You know?
Yes.
30. Doesn't know how to do laundry. Doesn't know how to because mom
best.
did everything.
Yeah, the funniest immigrant upbringing.
Yeah.
Like, what do I do now? Look around. Oh, that's the best.
Yeah.
Sammy's a legend, though.
Yeah,
He
for
really
sure.
is. Like, I met him a couple of times, and he's such a nice guy.
Abby, I gotta tell you,
And I believe everything you say. Giving away that sandwich, that man is a gem.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. He is for sure, bro.
yeah.
I gotta say another thing about your thing. Okay.
Tell me. I'm
I
ready.
think another way that we get divided within ourselves is when we know that we've made the decision in our mind, but everybody else is telling us to make another one or to make the opposite one. That's detrimental, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you're saying it, and I can relate in other situations.
Yeah. But that will keep you from making the decision that you know you need to make and that possibly you've already made, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But if everyone is saying that you should lose the weight and you know that you're not gonna, there's like, dude, you're on the fence, but you also kind of know, like you're on the fence because of the opinions of others, but your decision seemed like it's already made. And I think because everybody else is like trying to convince you to do the other way, that's when you start to self-sabotage in spite of them.
Yes.
Fuck you guys.
Tell
I'll
me
do
what
whatever
to
the
do.
fuck I want. You
Yeah.
don't even know the whole story.
I'm king of me
Yeah, I'm king of
Sorry.
me.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm gonna eat McDonald's.
right now
Yeah.
for 24 hours.
24 hours every hour.
Yes. On the hour.
Yeah.
Follow my YouTube channel. But you're right, dude. You're right. There is a thing there where it's like, instead of, like, maybe you've moved on from maybe, which you probably haven't. Like, you're divided within, but then it's like they're smashing at the door and they're trying to create cracks. Sorry, if you make a decision and then somebody keeps trying to get you to second guess it.
Yes.
It's like they're trying to create a crack in the armor, and then eventually maybe you start letting that back in, and then you start feeling divided again. And
Yeah.
then you're like, oh, well, maybe they do have a point, you know, maybe I... And then you're stuck in that
Yeah.
non-committed,
Yeah.
which is such a fucked up place to be.
Yeah. It's horrible.
I think, like, this is going to sound really wild, but I think when people have relationships that split, they end up in scenarios like that, or like when the relationship is kind of on the rocks, it's like, it's the worst time for people because they are divided. Is it going to continue? Is it going to end?
Oh,
Is it-
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that is just like, I think that's like an amplification of like this thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like when you, it's like, dude or girl, just bounce.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
going to be so
You know-
much better off.
You know, a lot of very successful people attribute their success to their partners,
Yes.
because of the stability that the partner brings to the household,
Oh, wonderful.
right?
Yes.
And like the like support that like, hey, this is what I want to do, and they're gonna be like, that's the right decision.
That's the best.
Yeah,
That is a good partner.
yeah. And then the opposite is the worst. You'll get nothing done
Yes.
if you're
Max,
not sure.
this is very
if you're-
important.
Yeah.
That's Costa.
Oh, he's shaking like a motherfucker. You think he's gonna come back in?
We didn't make eye contact for the storyline. Me and Costa, he just walked through. Every week, he walks into the gym, and every week, he says, "Hey, can I talk to you for a minute? Come over here." He sits down over there. I sit down, and every week we have the same exact
Abby,
conversation.
if he walks back, we should grab him and throw a mic on him.
And throw him if we had an extra mic. But I could tell you what the conversation is going to be. He's going to tell me he was a black belt. He's going to tell me he wants to start training again. And I don't know. What does he look like? At least 70. I mean, he's
Yeah.
at least, right? He's probably has,
Diapers.
yeah, very likely. But what's the, when your hands shake?
Parkinson's.
Parkinson's. I mean, there's a lot going on there, but that man is an absolute gem, and we have the same conversation. He tells me he's a black belt. Tells me, then he goes, "What do you guys do around here, anyways?" He says it literally like that, and then I say jiu-jitsu, and then he's like, jiu-jitsu, eh? And he's like, me, it was taekwondo and karate. I was a black belt. And then he'll look at me. I know I've told you this many times. He'll look at me, and then he'll start looking at my beard. Be like, it's a little long. I'll be like, yeah, you think it's a little long? He's like, 0.5. You need to use your machine, set it to the setting, 0.5, and then he'll always compliment me, which tells me he's such an angel of a human. He goes, "You're a good-looking guy. Just 0.5, a little less, make you look good. You're a good-looking guy." And then he'll start, so how much is it around here? And he'll be like, a couple $100? I'll be like, yeah. He's like, yeah. He's like, I just have to fix, and then he'll say something that he has to fix, and that's what he needs to wait on before he can start training. And that when he does start to come train, he'll take it easy on people, like he won't hurt anybody, he'll be a good member. And then his boss or something will come by and be like, oh, and then he'll just get up and then he'll just leave. And every time it's the same conversation.
I guarantee you that man is not catching his bus.
Yeah, I don't know, but Costa's, he's a legend.
Yeah,
And
Costa.
sometimes he tells me about his dad's hat. He's like, "You like my hat?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's amazing." He's like, then he takes it off, he looks at it, and he goes, "It's my dad's hat." He's like, "It's broken, but I don't know what that means. I think maybe the strap in the back might be like loose or something." And then he puts it back on.
How old must that hat be? His dad has not been around for a long time.
For sure, dude.
sure.
So, assuming there's like a 25-year gap between him and his dad, that would put his dad like at 95. Maybe his dad got that cap. So maybe like 50, 60 years, that cap.
Damn,
It's wild.
that's a good hat.
Yeah. And he's always wearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, he's the man. So now you know that's Costa, because we were talking about him the other day.
Yeah. If he comes back the other way, I'll see his face.
Yeah. And so we were saying, yeah, supportive partners.
Yeah.
Supportive partners. And like, again, that's why like a big, like for the jiu-jitsu part, that's really why I keep telling people when they come to this gym, make as many friends as you can.
Yeah.
Dude, it's that. It's a huge piece. If you're alone in your corner, it's very easy to get divided and then to end up being like, you know what, F this.
Yeah, but there's some people that need that
Yeah.
because it's like we were saying, like some people might have the best intentions for you, but if they're trying to, if your visions aren't aligned, then they're creating further division.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Listen, like it is a quote unquote generalization, but it just helps when there are people, like you were saying, that are in your camp.
Yes.
Like, yo, even if it's like, hey, I need to take a break. All right. Like you're saying you need to take a break, but like being friends with somebody in the community, kind of at one point when you're ready to not want to be in a break, it's easier because you're like,
Yeah.
the friend is kind of like there and you're like, hey, what's up? And you're like, nothing, going to the gym. All right, I'm going to come. And it's just the fact that you have somebody there that's a friend, that it just makes it, I don't know, it just makes it easier when you want to make that decision. So versus just, sometimes people have this, I don't know if it's awkwardness, but shyness almost to kind of pop back in. But when people are welcoming you and be like, whoa,
There's a certain amount of shame to stopping something,
weird, eh?
of course,
Yeah.
because it's like it's like you know, yeah. There's, but the thing is, what it is that everybody doesn't want to quit.
It's like you're feeling like you're quitting, which is kind of crazy. You're not.
What do you mean?
Quitting is a strong word, dude.
But hold on. Okay, what word do you want to use then?
You need a break.
No. But everything comes to an end.
Fair.
So
How do you know you're done?
that's a great question, bro.
How do you know you don't start back in a year? How do you know you don't start back in a week?
Yeah, that's true. It's like for me personally.
For anybody, but for you personally, of course.
Okay. Jiu-jitsu recently has not been a source of it's been like, let's say I have 2 meters and there's one that's joy and another one that's hardship. I feel like the hardship has been higher than the joy lately, and especially like I'm doing other things now for like my mental health and all that, and that's working a lot. And because I've been putting my time and attention on the other thing that's helping a lot, and I'm training a lot less, that means that when I come here now to train, I'm performing way less, which is taking a lot of that joy out. And also, there's the thing that I'm not on stimulants anymore, so my performance is way down, and I'm just not able to do what I used to. So that's how I know. Like, if it's hard for me to come here and find joy, and then, I mean, I personally carry these things over into the rest of my life. So that's where the decision has to be made. Like, is this good for my overall life, or is it bad for my overall life?
Yes.
And it sucks to say, but I think right now, it's not good.
So you like everything that we're talking about has kind of brought you to, like, you are right now contemplating this like 2 doorway
Yeah,
thing where you're like, yo, do I need to?
Yeah, I've been contemplating this for some time, like before it was different for different reasons and all that, but yeah.
Are you open conversationally to like a bit of a reframe? Because you framed your situation in a certain light.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, try it.
Like just for the sake of saying, like,
let's hear it. So I just framed it now, right?
Yes.
We're going, okay, yeah, let's hear it.
well, because the way that I hear it is the way that I heard it, at least, oh man, that was a decent sip of coffee there, Max.
It's hot, it's warm. It's like one
Sweet
notch
spot.
over the warm.
Yeah.
So it's still a bit hot.
There's like
and
4
it's
minutes
just good
of that.
now. Yeah.
So the way that I heard it is, I don't know, again, maybe this is my delusion, but the way that I heard it is that a lot of your joy in jiu-jitsu, based on how you just spoke, comes from the performance your performance in jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
It was like, you mentioned like, when you were on the pre-workouts, like you were performing a little bit better. And now that you're not on them, you're going to perform a lot less. Yeah. And now that you're not in the room as much, training as often as you'd like, it's also impacting your performance.
Yes.
And ultimately, your performance is something that you take home with you.
Yes.
That's kind of what I heard.
Absolutely.
And I think that a lot of students feel that way. A lot of students feel that way. I want to say all of us, but I mean, who knows?
I mean, yeah, that's it. I'm curious to see how you're going to reframe this, because
Well, because when I went through this stage, and funny enough, it's cyclical, where I feel every so often I go through this stage
Yeah.
where I'm like, God, I'm like, damn, this person that was not a threat to me in any way is now like almost like impossible to deal with. And then like that's me judging my performance, and then I'm gonna go down this whole rabbit hole, and then I go into it's a whole cycle that gets kicked off with that.
Yes. So far, you're describing it perfectly.
Yeah.
Like I relate to what you're saying.
Wow, what a win for me.
Yeah.
And
My words are hitting. Holy shit.
and well, can we get me that wizard hat right now as soon as I? So, I guess ultimately the reframe would be like, well, do we have to judge how we feel about something based purely on the performance, or for a small amount of time,
Yeah.
can it change towards I showed up twice a week? Like, could it change from my
So-
performance?
So
to-
you tell me in your experience, can you?
Well, I feel like that in the gym right now. Not in the gym, sorry. In the workout, in the weightlifting gym.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Like me and you have started training a little bit.
Yeah.
Dude, I walk out of those sessions feeling like, man. Oh, there's Costa again. Give a good look. Come on. Oh, Costa, you're smoking. You told me you had the melanoma.
I guess he just walks around the block, eh?
I mean, it could be.
A retired guy walks around the block.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's friends with a couple of the homeless. Oh, he's waiting for the bus.
Yeah, of course.
It's the real deal.
He is the real deal.
Damn,
Costa's
dude,
the
he's
man.
puffing on those double puff.
Yeah. Like I told you, the way you can
Yeah, yeah.
recognize him is like his fingers are stained from smoking.
Not a bad looking man.
No, for his age, he's kind of well kept together. He smells good, like always, like some sort of aftershave, like a real man's man.
Love
I
it.
salute you, Costa. And
See you, Costa, hopping
yeah,
on the 80.
yeah,
going
he has a
up
sister,
Park.
He has a sister in Laval somehow.
Dude, that's a classic.
Yeah.
Classic Laval.
Yeah, Greek story. And so, in the weightlifting room, I remember what I used to be. I remember what my body used to feel like.
Okay.
And dude, I remember how easy things were for me. And every time we work out, bro, like I'm dying inside.
Okay.
I really am. I'm just like, yo, this is such a joke. Like, this weight is a joke, and it's so hard. Everything about this is it's not doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, it's not making me, quote unquote, feel better.
Yeah.
I'm walking out of there being like, how weak have you gotten, kind of thing.
Okay.
So there's a solid argument there that, like, every time I finish, I'm feeling like less. I'm like, wow, you're old, Abby. You're not pushing as much as you could. And anyway, so it's that whole thing. But part of the reframe for me is kind of being like, all right, you are this. So it's no longer the weights now. It's, can you actually do this 2 or 3 times a week? Because I don't know how many 40-year-olds are doing this 2 or 3 times a week. And so I'm trying to frame it kind of like, well, dude, you want to be in the 1%? Like, you just doing this puts you in that. And so the win comes from more, I did it, instead of the performance. Like, I'm just trying to look at it in a different light that leaves me walking out of there feeling good and not feeling bad. And it's just a question of, how do I frame it? How do I look at it? And sometimes I even say, oh, if I work out with Max, I get to have a fun conversation.
Yeah.
That's a huge win for me. Like, so every time you work out, you get to kind of, last time we were talking about, and I'd love to talk about it a little bit on the pod, like, you remember the sail and like stability and your reasons why
yeah,
to
yeah.
do, like, that's like a great thing for me, like I was working out with my friend, growing in terms of like my mental awareness and yeah, it sucked workout wise, but I got all these other things out of it. And it's the other things that I'm trying to find a way to kind of like
Okay.
reshape how I view the whole thing, which is part of the homework. You cannot always, and I think even relationships with significant others are like that. At first, it could be, you know, just pure desire, and then at one point it's like pure respect, and then at one, you find a way to frame whatever it is so that it keeps you going.
You know what? I thought I was going to be super resistant to what you were going to say, but I'm not, bro.
Wizard hat. I mean, I am kind of wearing a bit of a wizard hat. Maybe it's the hat. I couldn't find my good beanie.
Yeah. It sounds good, though.
It's got a little.
This
is my-
style is a very 90s style, eh?
I'm going back.
The, like, extra skin there.
Yeah, yeah.
The
I
like...
love that term.
Yeah,
The extra
it's-
skin.
it's the
Everybody is now
uncircumcised.
imagining the wrong thing.
Yeah, well-
Ah, terrible, but you got
Yeah.
me. Yes, it is. Maybe that's what's coming back. I got to get a Kangol hat. But
who,
yeah,
who wore that the best, you think?
dude, come on.
Tell me.
We both know the answer to this. This is a silly thing.
All right,
Samuel L. Jackson.
Ah, yeah,
come on,
that's
dude.
it. Yeah, exactly.
We've even said it.
But you know who's the other one? LL Cool J.
Oh my God, of course.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of him. Damn, dude, if there was a guy, I'm going to use like a new young man term,
Yeah.
who had Riz. You know what that word
LL
means?
Cool J?
Have you know what Riz is?
Yeah.
All right, sorry, you're very old. Dude, LL Cool J was the definition of Riz.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, you watch any one of his videos, any one of his music videos,
You know, I think there...
imagine filming that video as LL Cool J.
Yeah.
Did you see the motions that he's doing and that he... Yo,
No.
you gotta rewatch one of his videos, dude. This guy is the man.
I remember not liking him when I was a kid.
What?
Yeah, dude, because I was like, oh, this guy's fucking corny, man.
Corny.
Yeah.
What was one of his songs?
I don't know.
I don't remember either. I can't remember any, but dude, he was the man.
Yeah. I mean, apparently, like, a lot of... Plus, he's very old school, right? Like, I don't know when he started, but he goes far back.
Oh yeah, dude. I think he was, I mean, past Run DMC, like I think he was that next
You
layer.
know, if you go... Fat Joe, dude.
Fat Joe's the man too.
If you go on Spotify, all of his albums are there.
Yeah.
Dude, he goes back to the 80s.
Oh my God.
It is crazy how far he goes back, dude. Like, even the style of music, you're like... It's like...
You want me to tell you a Fat Joe story?
You met him?
No. It's like through thing. And actually, I think this story has been told on like podcasts or like YouTube
Okay.
clips or whatever. But I used to bartend at a club on Maisonneuve. And the bouncer outside at the door, like in the beginning of the night, like, you know, you usually like, you set up your bar and then you're just hanging out with that. Like, I don't know, that was my case at least. I would just hang out with the guy outside. His name was Chris. Huge guy. Huge guy.
Wait, you were a bartender?
Yes, I was a
But
bartender.
you would hang out outside with the guy?
Yeah, because like, let's say you
No one came in yet.
yeah, you come in,
Oh.
you set up your bar, you're done like by like 9:30, and you're waiting for literally from 9:30 to like 11:30, 11:15 before like people actually start showing up to the club. So I would be outside with Chris, just kind of like chatting, and dude, huge, like typical bouncer, jacked, massive, has all kinds of martial arts backgrounds, is a monster of a human. As an example, like he would stand there, he's such a bouncer, he'd be like, want me to lift that car? And I'd be like, he's like, I can lift that car. I was like, okay. And like, obviously he knew it was like a Toyota Tercel, which is like a small car. And bro, no fucking joke, he would get behind it. Like fucking, sorry for swearing, like the dude in Pumping Iron. He literally got behind it, holds it kind of like not by the bumper, but a little lower. And the suspension would like crank up, but he would shift it like you were moving a table or a couch. Like it would move. He would, and then he would put it back in. Like he almost took it out of the parallel spot. That's how big and strong this guy was.
Crazy.
And so we would always talk. And he was like, I used to hang out in the, I don't know what year, with Mike Tyson. It's like, you? He's like, yeah. And I don't remember how or why, but they were so close that they would be like in hotels together and like a lot of stories. And he was saying one story where they were at a club and he was with Fat Joe and these guys like took him outside or something and wanted to like jump Fat Joe, and they're like ganging up on him, and they were kind of watching maybe from far, like being like, oh shit, like Fat Joe's getting in trouble, and it was like 5 or 10 guys like kind of closing in on Fat Joe, and Fat Joe was like, all right, like it's time to it's time to go against these 5 or 10 guys, and then apparently in the background you just hear this squeaky voice being like, don't worry, Joe, we're with you. And then everybody turns around and it's Mike Tyson. And they're all like, holy crap, it's Mike Tyson. And apparently like he goes through everybody, like just jumps in there like rah, swinging. And Chris is really just trying to like stop things because he's like, they're gonna get murdered. And Fat Joe was like, ah. Like somehow Fat Joe and Mike Tyson were like,
Yeah.
like a thing. They were?
I heard. Yeah, I mean, I heard that. I think they just grew up in the same neighborhood.
It's fucking hilarious, dude.
Man, let me ask you this. How? By the way, how
Tangent
long?
though, you
how,
still have
how long do you think we've been talking?
18 years.
All right. Should we answer a question or no?
Well, first you need to answer, because I pulled some wizardry with my extra
Yeah.
skin here. This is my lucky hat.
Yes, I think I can reframe it like that.
Wonderful.
I can. I think I can.
And I will have to also reframe some scenarios. That's
What? Which scenario?
the gym, man. The weightlifting.
No, but you did.
We're doing it.
I'm taking your reframing model for the
yes,
jiu-jitsu.
yes. But I'm implementing it, and I'm trying my best.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean like, I'm not saying that on the first, like it's not 100% there.
Yeah.
I'm building that. It's like I'm rewiring how I
Right.
view something, which is not easy. It
We
doesn't
do-
happen in a day.
We do have a great time at the gym. Though.
We do, dude. Like, that's the fact that like my brain, when it wants to be upset about it,
Yeah.
easily neglects.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yes. Yeah.
dude, I'm having a freaking great time. I'm working out. I'm getting healthy. I might live longer. All of this stuff, and all I can focus on is like, oh, I'm not lifting 60 pounds or whatever it is. Like it's a death by cop. It's like
Yeah.
I'm trying to find. This is my way of trying to find a way to be like, I don't want to do this now. I'm finding success in it right now because like every time I'm rewiring, I'm thinking, I have those other thoughts, I replace them with the new thought. No, that's not 100% true.
That, you know, that's you need to be active in your brain. Like last night, I let myself go. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Instead of being like, nah, we're not going there. You know?
Yes. Full stop.
Yeah. It is. It's not. But if you don't have that framework, then it's almost impossible, you know. But if you do have the framework, you can bring yourself back to that. You know,
It's a
like
conversation with yourself.
yeah,
There's a really, really good book called The Inner Game of Tennis. And just the analogy, you see that?
the title is perfect. Yeah,
Perfect. Perfect. Crazy.
yeah,
It's like you're having a conversation with your second self.
yeah.
It's cool. It's powerful.
Who wrote it?
I can't remember, but it's very good. Like it's very good. I could talk to you about it, but maybe we'll save it for another time. I forget the name of the dude, but he's super famous for this. He was like a tennis pro and like.
You know who wrote a book?
Not
Because
me.
I'm thinking like, Michael Jackson was like super successful, right?
Yeah.
He never wrote a fucking philosophy book.
Keep going.
The guys who are writing these philosophy books normally aren't the Tiger Woods.
No.
I don't know why I'm going towards
I feel
black
you.
people.
Yeah. Oh, Michael Jackson. I feel you, but I think that
Did you ever read Art of the Deal? You think Donald Trump actually sat down and wrote that?
maybe he had a ghostwriter.
Yeah, that doesn't fucking count.
It's very hard.
But you know who apparently did, and there's no real evidence because this is like 300 years ago? Benjamin Franklin.
No way.
He has a biography, dude. I read it.
Wow.
Great.
Wow. You can read it today easy?
Yeah.
Like
Oh
it's
yeah,
not
it's
like
it's like
the old schmitch-me.
I mean they always translate it for modern times, you know, but it is like one of the most popular American books.
What's the major takeaway there?
It's just about like his life, his trajectory and what he learned along the way, about like how to work ethic, things that are important, choosing the right spouse, career, how to deal with people, how to talk with people. Like he was like an intelligent man, obviously, and like he figured out to like not argue with people even though you know you're right, but instead like trying to get them to come towards your idea in a more like yielding fashion. It was just it's like a lot of things like that. He also has so I have that book, and then I have another small book which is he breaks down like the top 13. It's like a moral code, and that's great too. Anyways,
You know what one of our members asked me yesterday?
yeah,
I don't know if I'm going to do this justice. Man, it's so funny how things come to you in this. And it's just ringing a bell now. Because when you said moral code, I was like, oh, wow. He asked me, like, in other words, I'm going to use a metaphor here. He kind of said, like, how do you feel more like, obviously it's a dude who was speaking, more like a man? As soon as he like asked me that, like it's so funny. Dude, this is just last night. My instant response was, don't negotiate with yourself. Don't negotiate with yourself. Like when you say you're going to do something, do it. Because then you know you're the man. And when you know you're the man, like you walk in that. But if you lie to yourself, if you don't do what you say, if you,
yeah,
like when you said moral code, I was like, I think that's what I shot at him.
that's kind of what I mean.
Ish.
The moral code of Benjamin Franklin is like, it's along those lines.
You're looking for your phone?
Do you have your phone on you?
That's my phone.
Ah, son of a bitch. My phone's there.
Yeah.
But don't negotiate. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know.
You don't know? I think that's the divide thing that we're.
Yes,
that's
it
why
is.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to say.
it is, it is, yeah.
Like, when you commit and you make a decision for yourself, it's like,
Yeah.
if not, you're in limbo. Which is why I was saying like this is so weird how this is all coming around.
Yeah.
But it's that's the energy. Choose and then do that, and you will have the confidence. I think that's what he was saying actually in another way. It's like, how do I have confidence? I know like that could be taken in a lot of directions, but internal, like how do I feel more stable? And I think a large piece of that is that.
The whole Jordan Peterson,
Yes.
the whole thing where he's like, make your bed.
Yes.
I think that's a big thing too, man.
So what are we saying here? The fact that like.
Like, you know how I've been saying that I've been crushing my mornings?
Yeah.
Like a part of that is like, it's like if you know that like your side of the street is clean and kept well, and your own stuff is well organized, then when you walk out into the world, it just shows on you. Like you don't have to brag about this or that, or you don't have to show off. It just kind of like you carry it with you.
Yes.
That you're.
And what are you carrying?
It's confidence.
Yeah. It's like a stability almost.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I felt I was trying to communicate with the don't negotiate with yourself. Yeah. Don't be in limbo. Don't be like, you say something, know that about yourself. Like, rather than.
These things are. No, it's really not that. So look, last night I felt like shit. I got home. What did I do?
McDonald's, baby!
McDonald's, bro.
But McDonald's is delicious. But yes, keep going.
It was.
And you were part of a challenge.
A food eating challenge? No, I wasn't. Right? So The lack of a framework that would have kept me, kept my mind positive, was missing, right? Because we didn't have the talk. You know? So then I went home, I ate McDonald's, I stayed up too late, I woke up this morning, I didn't crush my morning this morning. My house is a mess right now.
Cycle has begun.
So it's like, I think I said this like last time. It's like action. We often say you have to think before you act, but thought also follows action. You know what I mean? So like if you start doing good actions, your thoughts will also change. But then in that case, it's not true. Because I didn't have the framework, and it led to bad action. And then bad action snowballs into more bad action.
It's an endless loop. It's a cycle.
There's no answer, bro.
But I'm saying it's a cycle, and it depends where you are in the cycle.
Yeah.
Sometimes it could be thought.
Yeah.
Sometimes it could be action, because you're going like this.
But
Sometimes one precludes the other based on where you are in the
for sure, you've
circle.
had a period of time in your life where the cycle is still there, but because everything in your life is so stable and your framework is so stable that when you do get in that low cycle, your internal game of tennis is so strong that you're just going to keep yourself on that framework until you're back up and feeling good and grateful again. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
It's almost like, anyways, cycles within cycles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well then, hey man, we're
All
gonna
right.
see what we get out of this. But one thing is for sure, we're not leaving here till we answer one question. Please, people, you see the box. Let's pump some more questions in here, although there are a few. I'm reading today's question, Max.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to read anymore. What is it? Hold
There's
on.
a few in here.
Let's see the font.
All right, I'll show you the font from far. Ooh,
Oh,
it's
that's a
big
man
one.
font right there. Holy shit, my name's on it.
Oh, damn. How do you know your name is on it?
Oh no, I thought I read it. My bad.
Well, this is a tough one.
Yeah.
I love everything about this.
Oh, my name
question.
is on it.
Yeah, mine too. The funny part is the font, the person that I'm gonna assume, but it's the syntax, it's the grammar.
Okay.
There's everything on this. Why
Yeah.
is Abby and Max so handsome?
Oh my god.
No question mark.
All right. Who wrote it?
VLO.
Vlo?
Vlo. Could be anybody.
No, that's a D, bro.
Oh, that's a D?
It's Vlad. Is there a Vlad in here?
I mean, that's a D. VLD?
Yeah.
What kind of VLD is that? Whoever said that, thank you for the ego boost. We're going to another question. Ooh, this is a good font.
Whoa. Hold on, bro. Let's stay on this a bit.
Oh, you want to stay on
Yeah,
that?
yeah, dude. Let's not skip over this.
All right, I'm putting this one back
First
in the
of
box.
all, who the fuck is VLO? I gotta know.
I mean, it could be VLO. Now you've thrown like a wrench in the...
Is there a Vlad here?
Not that I know of.
Maya's dad. What's his name?
I have no idea.
It's not Vlad.
No.
He's from that part of the world.
My.
Yeah.
No,
My.
Oleg.
Oleg. Okay.
Oh, that's the best. VLD. Who would actually like to play with us in this way? Could be anybody.
It's got to be a guy. No girl would be so bold to.
No, and we don't check that box for the women. I'm joking. The men love us, Max.
Yeah.
VLD
Is there anyone whose name starts with a V?
or VLO. I don't know, man. But listen, we need a real question. But thank you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you, VLO or VLD. Should I get a gi only for comp, not to deal with shrinking and measurement issues? You want to feel this?
Who is it? Who is he?
Nobody.
No, there's a name there. Oh, issues. That says issues.
Listen,
First of
I
all,
love doing this. I love critiquing, like I
The
love
font.
Yes, and I also love saying to people, kind of like how Faraz does on his thing, where he's
Yeah.
always like, "Guys, you need to work on your grammar." Like he always says
Yeah.
that to everybody because every time he reads it, he feels like he's coming across silly. So he always says, "Guys, read a book. Like, let's work on some grammar. Like, come on." Question marks, people. Question marks.
Yeah.
How can you write this and not hit the question mark at the end?
But handwriting though.
The handwriting is top. The handwriting is very good. Is very good.
Cursive writing.
Cursive. But this is a mix, you know. It's
Let's
very
see it.
good.
Let's see it.
Sorry about
I want
that.
to see it.
Yeah. Anyway, should I get a gi only for competitions just to avoid kind of like shrinking and measurement issues?
Man or woman, you say?
Bro, I'm so biased. I'm gonna say man.
Really?
Yeah. And I actually think I know exactly who it is because he writes in his notebook from time to time.
Ooh.
Yes, and I've seen this exact handwriting. I see you, homie.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about.
Look, I'd say if you have the spare income to get an extra gi just for competition, then why not? I mean, it might even make you feel good about competing. You know,
Yeah.
it's like a thing to look forward to. If you make like a link in your mind between competing in that gi, then you know when the date comes around, maybe you start looking at that gi a bit more. You know.
I love that. I love that. And honestly, like there are some competitions, especially we don't do them much in Montreal over here.
IBJJF.
Yeah, dude.
They
Dude,
measure you out.
they are like insane.
Yeah.
Bro, if there is, I mean, I don't know, like
A
the
rip.
slight, but bro, the slightest nick of a rip, like we're talking like the threading is just a little bit like
Unstitched.
unstitched, gi is no good. Not allowed to use it, not competition. And they check you for everything. So if you're planning on being like a real competitor, yeah, like you need like that untouched gi that you know is official, that doesn't have any of these nicks. Because the worst case scenario, you didn't realize, and then the guy looks at the freaking, this is perfect, dude.
Yeah.
This, game over. Like, I don't know if you guys can see, but like my sweater has like a couple of nicks. Unacceptable in the IBJJF. They will be like, yo, find a new gi. You have 10 minutes. Because one, they only let you check in for your match, just like, yeah, we're good, 15, 20 minutes before. And only when you check in as you're about to get towards your mat does the guy do the check on you.
Yeah.
So you're literally last minute where you're like, you better have been smart enough to pack something in your bag just in case. Like one dude, the patch on his gi had some threading, and the dude was like, sorry, you can't use that. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, your patch is a little undone over there. He was like, what if I rip it off? And the dude looked at him kind of like, I guess that's okay. And he just went, "Wah!" And it was just a threading. And then he was like removing the threading. He's like, all right ahead, sir. But I mean, you're not going to be able to.
Rules are rules.
Rules are rules. And they check your belt for the same silliness, dude. Dude, belts,
Yeah.
the threading on them gets undone kind of like the corner of like a couch or something. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of get the white fluff starts to stick out kind of thing. You're out. You're not doing your tournament that you paid a couple of $100 for.
Yeah.
You're stressed off your mind. Like, it's just, so yeah, like if you're a competitor, get a competition gi, make sure that it's clean, make sure that it's like, pre-check it, especially if you're doing IBJJF.
Yeah.
If you're not and you're doing kind of like those like local tournaments, honestly, they're not Nazis. They're trying to be like, yo, we want you to compete. You can compete in any color. It's legal.
So it depends at what level competition you want to do, you know?
Yeah.
IBJJF is, I think, the most prestigious one because it can get you to Worlds.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're a young man, you got to win some points in IBJJF to get invited to Worlds, right?
As adult, in the adult thing, yes,
Yeah.
but not in Masters.
That's what I meant as young man.
Yes.
Adult.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Yes, 100%. And I just found this out like 3 weeks ago,
Oh.
where I was talking with Minj before our Minj left us to go back to Korea. And did you know he left?
Yeah,
Minjae?
Sarah told me last night.
It was heartbreaking. When he was leaving, I was like, oh, I registered for World Masters. And he's like, oh, you're eligible? And I was like, oh. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I registered. And then after kind of going down the rabbit hole, I realized what you're saying now as well, which is if you want to go, you have to have enough points to be able to be eligible in the adult bracket. But in Masters, you don't. It's like a bit of a free-for-all. So, yeah, man, get yourself a competition gi. Why the hell not? If you can afford it, like you said,
Yeah.
it's the dopest thing ever. Get yourself something nice.
Yeah.
You know,
You
hang it on
know,
your closet.
Nice and crisp when you go to compete.
Give it a name.
It's like your war armor. You know, you're going to war, you put this one on.
I love that. And I feel like those guys who wear like their gyms, like, and they're wearing like it's the funniest thing. They always have gold. The guys who are on competition teams within schools.
Yeah.
Tell me if you've ever noticed this, but the whatever it is, like the stuff.
Yeah.
It's always with gold on their back. Have you ever noticed that?
I've noticed two. that were
Different
gold.
schools, it's gold. It's like, yo, we're the elite. We're in this gold thing. I think that the gold color is meh, you know? But
I've seen lately guys in the IBJJF pro circuit.
yes, what do they do?
They've been printing, or I mean, like, to me, it almost looks like someone hand paints the back of their keys now. Like, there's this one video, it's been going on YouTube a lot. Like, for sure, everybody, if I'd show it to you, you'd be like, oh yeah, I did see that. But it's like a art. It's like a piece. It's like an abstract kind of piece on the guy's back.
Cool.
And I was like, oh, look at that. And I think I've seen like 2 or 3 where it's not just a font and a logo and the guy's name. It's like this like drawing. I'm like, what the? People are doing that, huh?
That's cool. I think that's going to be like a dope thing when like a super dope team starts coming up with like murderers, and maybe the back is just going to be like one spray painted like letter or something, or like a tag that you would
Yeah.
see, and it's just going to be like, you know, I just feel like that's going to make waves one day.
That could be cool.
Yeah, I would love that.
I don't know, like, it's funny that like you can't, let's say you have a white gi. But imagine a gi where
All right, that might be illegal.
there's fonts and design from top to bottom, like a pajama kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, I've seen
Like
that.
a Mickey Mouse pajama, you know?
I've seen that. These big brands are doing that. You know, with
You
like.
think that would be legal to compete with?
I don't think so. No.
No.
No. Like for the IBJJF, it's like white, blue, or black, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you can have like those but like dude, AP did like a Wu-Tang gi edition. Like all
Yeah.
Wu-Tang stuff on it. There's been like Transformers. There's
Okay.
been like it's
Those
pretty
must
cool.
be expensive, man. How much
yeah,
are those?
it's like
you think?
$200-300 US.
Yeah.
You know, which is like if I do the
Our
math,
dollar fucking sucks, dog.
it's like $1 million.
yeah.
That's about the conversion
Yeah.
rate. Everything is $1 million for us now.
Yeah.
Which
So
is
it is.
insane. That's what it is, Max. Today, like,
Yeah.
look, we went over some mindset, some mindset
Mindset's
stuff.
important.
I don't,
Oh, there's a little one in there for next time.
for next time. I think, like, it's important. And honestly, what we covered and what we spoke about, I think is super relevant
it
for
is,
jiu-jitsu, dude.
Because the thing is
we
that
always go through these ebbs and
everybody
flows.
goes through this mental struggle, man. Guaranteed.
Bro, again, it's literally a cycle that I get, I want to say every year and a half. I feel like 16 months, there's a solid
I
6
cycle.
months.
I cycle quicker.
Yeah. But I'm saying like for 6 whole months, I'm in that funk.
Oh,
Dude,
oh.
I think, honest, I'm in it now.
How do you keep on showing up?
That's that other thing.
Oh, okay.
Because I believe it now. Like, I really believe right now where I'm just like, dude, it's going to undo. It's going to undo. It's going to come. Like, just keep showing up for other reasons. Hanging out with my friends, chatting, learning a little bit, not making things too heavy. That was good. That was good. That's enough. And it does the job. Eventually things unlock. You know how frustrated I am with straight ankle locks?
No.
Dude, words cannot describe how frustrated I am with straight ankle locks. Literally cannot describe it. I can't tell you how much of my brain power is being spent on straight ankle locks. It's taking me to the abyss. Like, it's crazy. Anyways, it's part of it. It's like, holy crap. you know, like I'm in this like intermediate high level jiu-jitsu practitioner and I can't do this, this,
Yeah.
you know, like there are white belts who are really good at this.
Damn. Yeah.
They're like,
yeah, you're right.
I'm like, holy crap, like, and it's like dragging me down.
I feel like that about some things too.
Of course, you know, like, and there's always something, you know, but I'm like, all right, whatever. There are other things that I love. Like, let's get this win, let's get that win, you know. So we're gonna keep on keeping on, and that'll be the mission.
Yeah.
So today actually
Yep.
is ADCC
Yep.
in Montreal, the ADCC Open.
At Pierre Charbonneau Center.
I really hope so, because that's where I'm gonna end up going. But I probably will double check.
The other day was freaking just over here downtown in like a Berry-UQAM building, I think.
Yes. I think they had to weigh in. Dude, if we have just a couple of minutes. That weigh-in structure, honestly, is so freaking silly. You weigh in the day before.
That's perfect.
But why?
Because you can cheat.
Then everybody cheats, which makes it the rule, which makes it silly. You've decided that for 500 people are going to try and cheat by doing the sauna thing, destroying themselves, and then sleeping good,
That's true.
eating whatever the fuck they want,
Yeah, you're right.
and then waking up the next day and doing this thing. Like, why are we doing this?
I don't know. You're right.
You've taken the person who's, I'm just going to put random numbers to this, 100 pounds. They're 100 pounds. They walk around at 100 pounds. They're like, all right, I'm going to make it into the 92-pound category. They do this crazy thing. They ruin their day. They go weigh in at 4 p.m. They're like, I did it, 92 pounds. They go home, they eat, they sleep good, blah, blah, blah. They have so much time. They feel better. The next day, they're 100 pounds again. You have two people doing that same thing.
Yeah.
What did we just accomplish?
Nothing.
Nothing. They're still both 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Why didn't we just say to both of you, guys, you're in the 100-pound division? The only people who are getting screwed in this are the people who are not willing to do this silly thing.
Yeah.
And that's it. Literally, that's it. This is so wild. And on top of that, now it's just so wild. It's so intensely stupid. We're just making everybody suffer for nothing.
But I think there is a lot of people who aren't willing to do that thing.
Yes.
You think those guys do because it's ADCC and that's just the culture?
I mean, yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Okay.
But also the people who are not willing to do that thing, it's like, why are they at this disadvantage?
Right.
Like, let's just, day of, weigh in, that's what it is. The day before, dude, the day before, me and you, I honestly believe this because I know how crazy I could be.
Yeah.
I could probably, I'll sit there in that sauna, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Of
it'll
course.
be exaggerated.
Yeah.
Like, if you tell me I have enough of a window to get
know-
everything back,
Yeah. You know
bro,
some people die in saunas?
yeah, I believe it because we're insane.
Yeah.
Like, the goal is now imprinted in my mind. Like, the reason why I don't want to do it for this thing, not to sound like I'm contradicting myself, is because for this tournament I cannot do this thing.
You think there's a betting line on how David Goggins will die?
That would be a very interesting betting line, and if I had to bet, that would be interesting. But because the options are too endless, how are we gonna? And then, because there has to be certainty in the outcome for it to be a bet, heads or tails, blue or red.
Well, we would have to see what the crazy things that he's doing is doing, right? And then I think there would be like
Hit
five
by
options,
a car,
you know?
drowning.
Yeah,
God
it'd
forbid.
be like
God forbid, David.
It'd be
Goggins.
like dying in the sauna,
Yeah.
drowning in a pool,
Yes.
blood clot,
Oh.
you know,
Oof. Those are gray zones.
or stroke.
those
you
are
know,
gray zones.
Or heart attack, you know, like
Yeah.
a thing with
It's
the
too
blood
hard
in
to
the
prove
heart.
those things.
Why?
I think like if you go to any coronary, they could like make an argument for a lot of things.
Or old age.
I think that would be the bet. Old age or some sort of unforeseen
Yeah.
something. That would be a kind of morbid though to bet on somebody like that. It's kind of dark. You want somebody to die. So you
It
can make
is.
some
I mean,
bucks.
plus he might not be like the best candidate for a guy who dies, but like a young kid like that bodybuilder kid there, Sam Sulek.
Go ahead. Who's that?
He's an Instagram kind of bodybuilding
Influencer?
icon,
Yeah. Okay.
and he's just the steroids. He's like 20, 22 or something,
Damn.
and he's just like
Massive.
crazy.
Interesting.
So a kid like that, you're like, damn, bro, you're playing with stuff.
When you're young,
Playing
you can
with
play with a
fire.
lot of fire, but I mean, look at Ronnie.
Yeah, but oddly enough, Ronnie, it's his back. It's not.
Dude, it's everything on Ronnie. His heart.
Oh yeah, that's gone
Oh
too.
my God, dude, the demand on his heart.
Yeah.
It's like he's had like all kinds. It's nonsense, his story. That guy has a will, though.
That guy seems like he's the most positive man on earth. I mean, it's a documentary. It's a documentary, but
Yeah, he's also high all the time, or was high all the time.
on weed.
On pills from all the pain.
Yeah, but that downers can get you depressed. I mean, they normally do end up getting you depressed. So I don't think that's a indication of why he would be happy or not.
Yeah. He definitely has a great attitude.
Has a great attitude.
Ronnie's the man. Lightweight, baby.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Abby. Let's.
All right,
Are you
next.
going home?
I think so, and I'm gonna check. There's one of our youngins who is competing, Grayson. He's the man. He's the
Prodigy?
prodigal
Prodigal son?
Yes, that's the guy.
Yeah.
Prodigal. That kid
Yeah.
is, dude. He put that kid out with that freaking gator-looking roll thing, and like had him on his back, and he
Oh,
freaking
shit.
put a kid out, and he's like 12 or something.
Damn.
Anyways, this kid just crushes. He's doing the ADCC.
Wow.
He's coming from Halifax, so
Amazing.
shout out to Grayson.
All right. Good
So-
luck, Grayson. Good luck, Deanna.
Yeah, Deanna's at 6:30 tonight.
Oh,
Let's get it.
so much time.
Yes. Again, so silly. She had to make weight yesterday for 4 p.m. She has 24 hours.
Let me ask you something. Would you? Let's turn this off. This is a thing for a non-podcast.
All right, gang.
Bye, guys.
Ciao.
We love you so
we
much.
love everyone. Thank you. Tuning in and